violence and other kind of violence.
Get away! I could be at work, in school, in my car, and I can still get shot by the police. But I can get shot anywhere.
So it is what it is.
What's good, cyberspace? It's the Black Gen Z Mindset. Make sure you go ahead and like, comment, share, subscribe, and let's get into the video.
First on 11 Alive, Elijah Dewitt was a star prep football player before being gunned down in the parking lot of a Lawrenceville shopping center last week. And tonight, friends and family took time to honor Dewitt's memory as the small Jackson County community of Jefferson now readies for his funeral. 11 Alive's Don White reports for us.
Jefferson High School here is where Elijah Dewitt made his mark, and his impact on the entire community is evident by the number of people who showed up for his vigil. They spoke, they clutched candles close.
We feel a very, very big lonely void.
They cried and they remembered at this vigil.
We loved our son beyond measures.
And this is very sad situation here. You have a young glider man who was taken out by a couple super gremlins on demon time, and it's inexcusable. In Gwinnett County, making the malls hot, making every situation hot, really, and there's no overwhelming outrage from the community.
And our hearts are broken.
Dawn Dewitt, Elijah's mother, says it still doesn't feel real. Her son is gone.
Having this moment of, wait a minute, I need to check on what time he's coming home, and realizing I will not make that text again.
As Dawn comes to terms with her unimaginable grief, she reflects on her son's character.
I just want people to remember him as Elijah Dewitt, who was a motivated, talented, sweet, kind soul.
And that is absolutely heartbreaking. Like I said, I went to Clark Central High School, so we were very familiar with Jefferson High School. Competitors over there, hard workers. They got a good football program, or decent football program. But this kid had all the potential in the world, and it was just cut short.
He stood 6 feet 2 inches tall, and his heart was as big as his stature.
He is a gentle giant.
He cared more than anyone I've ever met, and that's why I love him so much, because he reminds me of my daddy.
Bailey Riedling and Elijah had been boyfriend and girlfriend for almost 5 years.
He was very intelligent. A lot of people didn't know this, but he was very soft as a person and very sweet inside, and he loved everyone.
The love Elijah had for people is reflected in this outpouring of support from the close-knit Jefferson community.
We are together.
Man, and there's no way these gliders aren't having conversations about the perpetrators of this horrible crime.
Doing this in honor of him and a celebration to him, because I feel like I can hold him close to my heart and he would be proud as I was of him.
Elijah continues to give even in death. His mom says he donated organs, helping multiple people. In Jefferson, I'm Dawn White, 11 Alive News.
We have more details on the murder of Elijah Dewitt, as well as this week's visitation and funeral schedule online tonight at 11alive.com.
Afternoon to say goodbye. Family and friends gathering in Jackson County today to give their final farewells to Elijah Dewitt. The teenager was killed last week in the parking lot of the Lawrenceville Dave and Buster's. 11 Alive's Cody Alcorn joins us now. So Cody, you spoke with someone who knew him well at his visitation today, right?
I did, Ron. Visitation for Elijah Dewitt wrapped up just in the last hour, a few blocks away from here at the high school. And while this community is really wrapping their arms around the Dewitt family, inside the hallways here at Jefferson High School, teachers are wrapping their arms around these students, trying to help them navigate through this heartbreaking tragedy.
This has shown me the real true meaning of community.
Tanisha Gill.
Yeah, see, Tanisha ain't never seen no community gather around and worked super hard to find the suspects responsible for this heinous murder. Okay? She ain't never seen that because she's used to seeing the results of the community. And what is that? No snitching, you know, don't tell on people, all this stuff. But she's seeing the polar opposite in the glider community where they gather around, find the suspect quickly, if not faster, and bring him to justice.
Is in her third year teaching at Jefferson High School.
On Monday, we were just coming back from fall break.
3 days into Jefferson High's fall break, tragedy rocked this small community. Elijah Dewitt, a senior and star wide receiver for the Dragons, was gunned down outside the Dave & Buster's in Lawrenceville.
That was heartbreaking.
Gales, along with hundreds of others, showed up at the Jefferson Church for Elijah's visitation. As the community wraps their arms around his family,
Teachers are rallying around the students to make sure everybody's, you know, doing well. And if they are not, then they're, you know, just showing them love generally to help them get through this. The mother and me definitely came out.
Gale's son, who was one of Elijah's football coaches, says the true test for many will come Friday night when the Dragons travel to Flowery Branch in Hall County.
It was hard to see young men shedding tears over their friend. Now, you know, when you work so close together and you've grown up playing sports and doing things together, it becomes a brotherhood. I really think that it's going to impact them Friday when they start back on that field and he's no longer there.
And it's going to be a very hard day tomorrow. The funeral set for tomorrow evening right behind me at the arena here at Jefferson High School, where they will say their final goodbyes to 18-year-old Elijah Dewitt. There is a scholarship fund they are trying to raise through a GoFundMe account. Last check tonight, it was up to $46,000. You can find that right now at 11alive.com.
And I did want to say something about that last clip. They said that they started a scholarships fund and it's almost to $50,000. Just my personal opinion, that scholarship should not go to any individuals in the community. Just out of respect. Just out of respect, because we know that a lot of times they use these scholarships and, you know, give them to quote unquote disenfranchised, marginalized kids. No, that scholarship needs to go to, you know, the best performing student athlete or something like that. It should not go to an individual who, oh, well, he wouldn't have been able to go to college unless he had this help and all this. Like, no, give it to somebody who worked hard for it, who is deserving, who had the potential to get academic scholarships as well, maybe athletic scholarships. And give it to the best individual. Don't just give it to, oh, well, this individual is marginalized, so let's give it to him. That would be a slap in the face to, I think, the families or the victim's family and, you know, the young man, Elijah Dewitt, who was slain by none other than a couple super gremlins on Demon Time.
Only on 11 Alive, Elijah Dewitt's mother says her son was a gentle giant taken too soon. The teenager gunned down Wednesday night outside the Dave & Buster's in Lawrenceville. Tonight, sources confirm a suspect, also a teenager, was arrested in Anderson County, South Carolina, about 123 miles away from Atlanta.
Wow.
11 Alive's Cody Alcorn is live for us this evening in Jefferson.
He thought he was going to catch a body, then slide back to South Carolina. I mean, this is ridiculous. You got super gremlins crossing state lines to get on Demon Time.
And outside the high school where Elijah Dewitt was a star receiver.
Now, Cody, you spoke exclusively with a mom just a short time ago, right?
That's right, Ron. A strong woman, but her heart is broken tonight. Dawn Dewitt told me while Elijah was a giant on the football field here at Jefferson High School behind me, he was a down-to-earth guy. He wanted to go to college, earn a degree, and play football, but those dreams were cut short by one senseless act. At 6'2", 190 pounds, 18-year-old Elijah Dewitt was hard to miss on the football field.
I call Elijah a gentle giant.
A star wide receiver at Jefferson High School. He wanted to play college football.
He really just encompassed that dream, and nothing seemed to ever stand in his way.
It seemed like nothing could stand in Elijah's way. His mom, Dawn Dewitt, said he already had a couple offers and was set to visit UGA this weekend.
Damn. You know, he was about to come play for us. He had offers. Hella potential at wide receiver. Y'all know them white wide receivers. They never forget the routes. Oh, what a tragedy.
He loved football, and he was ready and willing to do whatever it takes to go D1. That was his ultimate goal.
A goal Elijah will never get the chance to accomplish. On Wednesday night, the teenager's life was cut short. His mom says he was shot just feet from the door at this Dave & Buster's at Sugarloaf Mills Mall in Lawrenceville.
He was very tender, and he loved people. Elijah was the kindest soul.
Which is why Dawn says it's so hard to wrap her head around why anyone would want to kill him.
He was so full of life and love,
and there doesn't have to be a reason. We all know that these super gremlins kill for fun. But you know, condolences to the family. It looks like they just caught him slipping. I don't know if it was a robbery gone bad or whatever, or they just sought out to kill a glider, because we know that happens as well. If you don't believe me, go back to the story that I did on Memphis, where they were saying that they were going to just go after glider grandmothers and their grandchildren. So it's getting wicked out here. These super gremlins are on demon time.
Was courageous.
A woman so proud to call Elijah her son, even if it was for just 18 short years.
It really was just a privilege to be a part of the journey, and I really wished I could have it back.
I assure you, his dad is just as proud of his son as his mom is. He didn't come outside tonight because if this story could not get any worse. Elijah was killed on his dad's birthday.
I'm here on the corner of MLK and Frederick Douglass, where a shooting just took place. And as you can see, it's a pretty rough area. So I'm basically risking my life reporting on this madness. So make sure you do me a favor and hit the subscribe button. Like the video, hell, share the video. And make sure you go ahead and leave a comment down in the comments section to continue the discussion on how we can find solutions to all this son violence in the streets. I'm Jenquavius Jackson, here live, reporting from Atlanta, Georgia, BGZM News 17.
He was killed on his dad's birthday. I mean, there is a demonic era or aura following these super gremlins in the community. They said the super gremlins that killed him were teens. So you know what that means. Sisters, come get your kids.
Station correspondent Xavier Walton is live for this morning with some details on a news story. Good morning, Xavier.
Hey, Mitch, good morning. Yeah, 18-year-old Elijah Dewitt had his whole life ahead of him. He's a senior in high school. He's on the football team. He's a loving brother, son, family, friend. But that was all cut short last week when he was shot and killed while on a date at a local Dave & Buster's. Now, I want to show you the suspects that have been arrested. We're talking about 19-year-old Chandler Zion Richardson.
19-year-old. And you see he got the blonde, Chris Brown dyed hair. Looking like a damn fool. I'm telling you, dark-skinned dudes, bruh, stop dyeing your hair this stupid blonde color. You look ridiculous.
And an 18-year-old Kemare Bryan. They were arrested in South Carolina. 19 and 18. Just a sad story here. About 100 miles from where authorities say they shot and killed 18-year-old Elijah Dewitt. Dewitt was a standout high school football player in Jefferson, Georgia. This is just north of Athens. Here he is now. Some of the people still obviously trying to figure out how all of this happened. The suspects in this case, they have been extradited back to Georgia as they face several charges, as many are still trying to come to grips with what happened as Elijah Dewitt is laid to rest later today.
Xavier, thank you for that.
11 Live News at noon starts now. New at noon, a judge denied bond for two teenagers accused of killing a high school football star. Chandler Richardson and Kemare
Thank God their bond was denied.
Bryan were in court for the first time just hours ago. They are both charged with the murder in the shooting death of 18-year-old Jefferson High School athlete Elijah Dewitt. His funeral is later tonight. This is a case the community is watching closely. 11 Alive's Karis Belger is in Gwinnett County. Karis, you were in court as this first phase of the criminal case played out. What stood out to you?
Well, both suspects were in the courtroom at the same time this morning. They were extradited from South Carolina, where they were arrested just last week. 18-year-old Kemare Bryan and 19-year-old Chandler Richardson are facing charges of aggravated assault and possession of a firearm. This is in addition.
What? That's it?
To the murder charges.
Okay, I was finna say. And they ain't have no care in the world. They don't care. There's no remorse on their face. They walking in all cool, calm, and collected. Bruh, I hope y'all get whacked over the head.
The judge denying them both bond. The judge says Bryan is a flight risk and Richardson is a danger to the community. They're accused of killing 18-year-old Elijah Dewitt. Dewitt was shot last week outside of a Dave & Buster's at the Sugarloaf Mills Mall. Police have not said much about this investigation, only that they believed the teens knew each other. And as you mentioned, a funeral for Elijah Dewitt is planned for tonight. It's going to take place in the auditorium at Jefferson High School, where Dewitt was a senior.
All right, Karis Belger, thanks for the update.
Teenagers charged accused of killing this high school football star went before a judge for the very first time today. 11 Alive's Karis Belger has details from Gwinnett County.
The suspects were in the courtroom at the same time this morning. They had been extradited from South Carolina, where they were arrested just last week.
18-year-old Kemare Bryan and 19-year-old Chandler Richardson are facing charges of aggravated.
Bruh, they don't care. The attitude is crazy. He's like, man, why am I here? Disrespectful.
Aggravated assault and possession of a firearm. In addition,
you see this, man? Look at him. Look at him shaking his head as if he didn't do nothing. I don't know why they got me in here, bruh. They just targeting a young black man. It's BS.
To the murder charges. The judge, denying them bond, says Bryan is a flight risk and Richardson is a danger to the community. They're accused of killing 18-year-old Elijah Dewitt. Dewitt was shot last week outside of a Dave & Buster's at the Sugarloaf Mills Mall. Police have not said much about this investigation, only that they believe the teens knew each other.
A funeral service is planned for this evening for Dewitt. It's due to take place in the auditorium of Jefferson High School, where Dewitt was a senior. In Gwinnett County, I'm Karis Belger, 11 Alive News.
By the way, Elijah Dewitt's murder is one of more than 24 in Gwinnett County so far this year. So we spoke with the Gwinnett County.
Gwinnett is hot, y'all.
DA, who says that the root of the problem here is making sure kids have something to do productive.
You have no expectation of privacy in this place, okay? Look, there's not much I can do for you today. All I can do is tell you what is. What is what's on this paper.
So you see the attitude, the disrespect for the courtroom, the disrespect for the judge, the disrespect for the taxpayer dollars. Don't think he did anything wrong. The entitlement, the narcissism, absolutely disgusting.
I don't know if it's right or wrong. It's on the paper, okay? You're going to get a copy of everything I tell you. It's got your picture, what you're charged with, your bond amount, if any, okay? That's what I'm doing today. The main thing I'm doing, if you don't have an attorney and you qualify under the federal poverty guidelines, I'll be glad to appoint you an attorney, okay?
They did that. They did it, bruh. No remorse. It's crazy.
You probably won't have it right now, but if I appoint you an attorney, you'll have their name and number this morning, and I'll get it to you so you can give them a call, okay? So when I call your name, stand up, we'll have a chat, and we'll go from there. Fair enough? Mr. Bryan, sir, you have 4 felonies. Stand up. Do you know what they are? Kind of, sort of? There are no bonds, Superior Court only. Only a Superior Court judge sitting in your case can grant a bond. Do you know what that means for you? You're going to be here for a while, okay?
Yeah. And hopefully they keep them.
The others have been denied. It says you're a flight risk or a danger to the community, so there are no bonds. Do you know if, does your family or someone know you here, sir? Do you know if they have you an attorney or not?
Yes, sir.
They do have an attorney for you?
Yeah.
Do you know who
I
the...
spoke to him yesterday.
You did? Do you know who that attorney is, sir?
And then like Lamar Gardner, something like that, something with a G.
Okay.
My man don't even know his attorney's name. And this is, now these super gremlins start speaking the King's English in court. It's over, bruh.
Okay. But you do have an attorney?
Yeah, I spoke to him yesterday.
All right. And I'm sure he's told you don't talk about your case with anyone, right? So just remember that.
Yeah, he better cooperate, roll on his friend. I ain't gonna lie, his friend looked like he might have been the shooter, because he looked like he's the like the most unfazed by this.
Are there any other questions you'd like? Do you have his number? Do you know how to get in touch with him?
Nah, but you can call my mom or my dad.
All right.
Did that.
Fair enough. Well, hopefully they'll dress you out soon and put you in a housing unit and you'll be a little more comfortable, okay? Any other questions?
Comfortable? Dude, F his comfortability. He just deleted this glider mail.
Thank you, sir. Wish you the best.
Wish you the best? What the hell kind of judges do we have up in here? Bro. Yeah, he gotta be the trigger man. Antisocial behavior.
Mr. Richardson.
Stand up, nigga. What the Look how slow he taking to stand up, bro. He did that. He did it, bro.
Sir, you have 4 felonies. Do you know what those charges are?
Yeah.
Yeah, Superior Court only. Only a Superior Court judge sitting your case can grant a bond. The others have been denied. It says you're a danger to the community. Do you have family or other people who know you're here, sir?
Yeah.
And do you know if they have you an attorney or not?
Yeah, we working on it.
Okay. Does that mean you do not have an attorney? I don't know.
No, that man ain't got one.
You either do or you don't. This Mr. Bryan said he did, and he knew who he was because he talked to him, right? If you haven't talked to an attorney, or if your family hasn't retained one, I'll be glad to appoint you one if you wish.
Okay, I got one.
Pardon me?
Got one.
You're positive?
Yes.
Okay. You just don't know who they are.
I haven't spoke to him yet, but I got one.
Okay. Fair enough. Well, hopefully they'll dress you out soon and put you in a housing unit, okay? Any other questions, sir?
No.
Wow, man. No remorse. Y'all see what it is. We looking at the same thing. These super gremlins are on demon time.
I wish you the best. Thank you. All right, gentlemen. Thank you very much.
That's it.
Go ahead. Keep your foot down. Gang violence and other kind of violence.
Get away! I could be at work, at school, in my car, and I can still get shot by the police. I can get shot anywhere.
So it is what it is.